Have Americans finally had it with this mass surveillance system? That is a flock safety camera. It's an artificial intelligence automated license plate reader. I've reported on Flock before, and if there's one thing people in the comments can agree on, it's their hatred of this. That's because at least 90,000 Flock cameras across 6,000 communities read over 20 billion plates per month. All that information then gets uploaded into a giant shared database which can be accessed by law enforcement and government agencies. And no surprise, this raises a slew of issues. Like one Ohio man pulled over accused of stolen plates, attacked by police dogs, and jailed because Flock read the 7 on his plates as a 2. Or the Colorado woman accused of stealing a package and treated as guilty until proven innocent because Flock caught her driving 20 times in 1 month. Then there's the Arkansas couple that had a Flock camera pointed right at their house, putting them and their guests under constant warrantless surveillance. And not to perpetuate stereotypes, but multiple cops and police chiefs have accessed Flock hundreds of times to stalk their exes and current partners. But don't worry, you can stalk people too, because Flock cameras are hackable in under 30 seconds. They can be turned into a personal spy device, run on an Android operating system discontinued in 2021, and didn't even have two-factor authentication until it recently came out that they didn't. YouTuber Ben Jordan even found 51 vulnerabilities with Flock and said accessing them is so easy, 12-year-olds could do it. We don't condone the destruction of Flock cameras, but we're also not surprised the public has reached their boiling point. One Virginia man now faces 19 felonies and 6 misdemeanors for destroying 13 cameras over 6 months. In Michigan, police used Flock to catch this guy who caused about 10 grand in damage to cameras. And Oregon vandals / patriots, depending who you ask, cut down 9 Flock cameras, leaving some with colorfully worded stickers. Flock cameras in California, Connecticut, and Illinois have also been destroyed. So, did Americans take notes from Britain's Blade Runners?
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be provided are greater than the legal services of other lawyers. My name's Harry Still. You found the Heart of Dixie podcast. I'm a retired attorney down in Baldwin County. I'm joined today by Brandon Mosley, content manager and reporter at the Alabama Gazette. How are you doing, Brandon?
I'm doing fine, Harry. How are you?
I'm doing good, and I see you have a special guest in the studio, Perry Hooper Jr., former Alabama House member, among other notorious things. How are you today, Mr. Hooper?
Always great to be with you, Harry. Hope you're doing good, counselor.
Oh, so far so good. So it's the 250th anniversary of the nation, and I thought we would take a moment to do a spotlight on one of the, better known members of the American royalty, if we had any. Do you remember Benedict Arnold from American History Class?
Benedict hadn't turned traitor. I bet you he would have been a president.
But he would have been. He was
Washington, and that was dead. Yeah, Benedict would have been like one of the. All he had to do was just stay loyal, but he lost his nerve and sold out, and he almost took out Jefferson. When he switched over to the British, he made a raid into Virginia, and they almost caught Jefferson and the Virginia Assembly by surprise.
That might have changed things a bit, huh?
That probably would have been the coup de grace that would have knocked us out. But fortunately, the Virginia militia acted just in time, and they got Jefferson and the Assembly out of there. So even though Benedict made a pretty deep raid into Virginia, it didn't score the score that he was trying to get. But what he was supposed to do was to go down there and help out Cornwallis, who was, in a world of hurt crossing North Carolina after Cowpens and Guilford Courthouse. And Benedict Arnold failed at both objectives. His trying to win the war single-handedly by seizing the Virginia government failed, and he failed in his mission of relieving Cornwallis and, strengthening that force.
Thank God for the French.
Yeah, the French really built us out there.
So we're looking at your front page right now. Now we talked. The reason I wanted to talk to Mr. Hooper today is there
Yes, sir.
were a considerable number of people who seem to have won because of the Trump endorsement. And you wrote an op-ed this week about that was in the Montgomery Advertiser. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, it in Alabama, and obviously it's been strong all over the country. I'm not so sure if he's lost any House or Senate endorsements yet. He lost a governor's race, I think, in Georgia. But
Yeah.
in terms of Congress and the United States Senate, he's been 100% on his endorsements. The people in Alabama, and very similar to people all over the country, they feel like Donald Trump, good, bad, or indifferent, is standing up for what they believe in. And they believe in the people that he endorses. And it's no question in my mind, in Alabama, you get the Trump endorsement, you win. Simple as that. And I'm just excited as I can be. I went to fill up my car with gas yesterday. I'm glad gas prices are down. They
Yeah,
keep
gas
falling
prices
daily.
are dropping. It's
So,
325 this morning.
I'm hoping they'll get somewhere to maybe 255 sometime.
Yeah, it's not gonna be that low. But
You
I
don't
mean,
know. I wouldn't doubt him.
They've been working off reserves. They gotta be filling up those reserves back again. Now their oil price is cheaper per barrel.
Right. Well, and let me say this: the candidates that President Trump endorsed were good candidates. They represented the people of this state and have done a good job. And a lot of the candidates that didn't get the endorsement were great candidates. So
Steve Marshall missed being in the runoff by just 2,000 votes between him and Jared Hudson. I guarantee you, had Steve gotten the Trump endorsement, that would have been worth 5 to 10 points and probably $2 million in additional contributions. I'm not going to say that he would have definitely beaten Barry Moore in the Republican primary runoff. Yeah, but it would have been a whole lot closer both ways.
well, let me say this.
Because, I mean, it was the coup de grace for Barry that he got the Trump endorsement.
Well, and he earned it.
And he is a good guy. I mean,
He earned it. Yeah, there's a big
Good
difference
candidate.
with Barry. I mean, he's been with President Trump 98 to 99% of the time. Tommy Tuberville's been with him 99% of the time. And when you compare it with like Katie Britt, who I love, she's got like a 70% voting record. So I just think Barry deserved that. And I'm not sure what could have happened if he would have endorsed the Attorney General, but I think Barry's his own man. He stands up.
Barry would have been
Right
hard
thing.
for Steve to beat. But I'm just saying it would have
Yeah.
been, he would have pushed him more than Jared Hudson pushed him.
But with all that said, I like Jared too. I think he's got a future. I like the guy. I think he's a good man, got a great wife, got a great family. He understands the issues and he ain't afraid. So I'm hoping that something will open up for him because I think he's running for all the right reasons, not for an ego boost or anything. I just think he is a believer in fight for America. Does that answer any of your questions?
Well, you missed the elephant in the room, who was John Wall, and I agree with you. There's no way that he would have won this election without the Trump endorsement, or I don't think so. Being from down here on the coast, I
Yes,
just
sir.
couldn't believe the groundswell of people coming out of the damn monkey grass with John Wall signs. They sprung from the ground like mushrooms after the rain.
Like kudzu. So I'm just telling you, Harry, that endorsement is huge, and John Wall will tell you probably the same thing. That is
Indeed.
what delivered him the vote, no question about it.
Well, if only I had a ballroom. So speaking of Coach Tuberville, have
Yes,
y'all
sir.
seen the new Hogan's Alley? Y'all remember Hogan's Alley, the pistol game from in the back of the convenience store when you were a kid. And of course, Hogan's Alley is a replica of the FBI training facility in Quantico, where the little target flips out of the window and you're supposed to shoot it. So this is the new Huntsville state-of-the-art training facility. This is inside of a building, guys. Do y'all see this?
Well, you don't want bullets flying outside. You might hit a kid at a ballpark a mile away.
Have you seen it?
I have not
Cyber
seen it.
Town.
Either. I want to see it.
Yeah, I don't know if they let Brandon on Redstone, but
that little misunderstanding with you and the Pakistani woman, huh? That still keeps you off the military bases. So it was Father's Day this week, and this is that if you know, you know. Have you ever seen that, Brandon? This is where the guy in the hat is the father, and they're bringing this child molester through the airport to take him to trial. And he's standing over at the phone booth, and he turns around and he blows this guy's brains out on live television. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Yeah, so anyway, that's a dedicated father for you.
That would get us in trouble.
That was pretty good, but he never shot somebody in the head in the airport and went to prison for it. Y'all do know this guy did no prison time, right? That's another reason he's kind of
the child predator person.
No. The father who shot the child predator.
That's who we're asking about. The child predator was dead. So
yes, of course. He got him right in the temple with a 38 snub nose. It was point blank. And of course, the two cops that were walking him were just like, oh, shucks.
Man, everyone thinks he's a hero from the video, but he was a better man than that. He was caring, warm, patient, funny. He was the life of the party. He was everyone's friend. Everyone who knew him loved him.
In 1984, Jody's father shot to death the accused abuser of his young son. And Gary Plauché became a vigilante hero to many Americans. His son Jody was 11 years old, and everyone in his hometown of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, now knew that he had been sexually assaulted by his karate instructor, and that his father was a killer.
I think a lot of people feel like if you rape a child, that's deserving of death. And that's exactly what my father believed, and that's what he did. My father was not a criminal, but he committed a crime.
Which is not to say Jody condones vigilantism. He does not.
No, absolutely. I do not subscribe to taking the law into your own hands, especially if you're a parent of an abused child.
Jody has dedicated his adult life to telling law enforcement, school students, and anyone else who will listen about his personal hell. He does this to warn others and to help himself. He knew he could help others, Jody says, after he and his father appeared on Geraldo Rivera's talk show in 1991. Jody was 18.
When we went on Geraldo, my whole sole purpose of going on the show was a free trip to New York City.
But after the show segment aired, Jody received a phone call from the detective who'd handled the case.
He said, I want you to know this. We just arrested this pastor. It's going to be in the news. It's going to be in the paper. It's going to be on the television. This pastor did molesting these two boys, and one saw you on Geraldo and credited seeing your case to give him the courage to come forward. So I knew then and there that I could take something that was a tragedy and turn it into something positive.
If you suspect that a child is being abused, or if you are a child who's being mistreated, call the National Child Abuse Hotline at 800-422-4453.
So yeah, Father's Day. It was also the solstice. Did you sacrifice anything for the solstice?
I did not notice.
Do you follow any of these pagan holidays?
Yeah, I don't do pagan holidays. Like the solstice though.
It's the longest day of the year, and is it the solstice or the equinox when you can stand an egg on its head? I think that's the equinox, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
What day was that?
Was that June the 20th?
It was yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, the June the 22nd.
All I knew yesterday was the first day of summer.
Which
I knew
is the
that. I
solstice.
don't know about this other stuff.
Yeah. So anyway, do you know why they seized 2 gambling machines from the back of this convenience store?
Because they're not supposed to be there?
No, because if you have 3, it's a felony. So everybody only has 2. See? It's very
If you see a
convenient.
poor, you're asking for it. You're actually a casino.
I didn't realize you could have any.
You're
No,
not
you
supposed to
can't.
have
You
it.
can't. But it's a
It's illegal
misdemeanor
either
if
way.
you only have two. If
You know,
you have
One machine
three,
is a misdemeanor. If I fill the whole room up, now we're in felony land.
there you
Well,
go.
I was wondering about that because I went to a gas station on Carter Hill Road here in Montgomery yesterday, and I went back to get me a Gatorade, and I saw those gaming machines, and I was going, "What is this?" And obviously, people
You're
are
watching
playing.
a felony being committed.
Yeah, just crazy, But
Misdemeanor, unless
Yeah.
they have three. Okay, so the former office manager in Baldwin County admits to stealing more than $895K from employer and Social Security. So this is one of those little things where the person was injured and they drew Social Security for a while. Then they went to work at this business. Then they posed as the tax attorney by creating a fake email account. I mean, it really gets bad really fast. So anyway, yeah, this soul testing company had a real crook working for them, and it only took them 7 years to figure it out. But yeah, that's a pretty good one. So Brandon, do you know what's behind this article here? South African farmer living in Huntsville.
I have not seen the article. I don't
Oh,
watch
hell.
1819.
But it says he's living in Huntsville about the DEI policies.
Yeah, that's what. Is he talking about
Question
DEI
is South
policies?
African farmer who's in Huntsville about DEI over here. Okay.
Yeah, I would think that they would know a lot more about DEI over there.
Yeah, and he's like a white Dutchman. That's
Yeah.
kind of interesting.
Yeah,
South Africans, that's Boers.
that's why you got the
Yeah,
hell out of
that's
Dodge, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, they tried to take out the Brits about 1901.
The Boer Wars, right?
that's board trackers. Yep.
Okay, so one of my cases famously was over a improper burial and the fact that they never could get the guy's name and birthday right on the tombstone, even though they delivered one 3 different times. So it had nothing to do with this guy, though. I do not know him, but he is being charged in a headstone fraud case similar to the one that I had in my recent past. So yeah, that's pretty crappy, Brandon. On the list of stealing lollipops from babies, not doing what you're supposed to do as a funeral director seems like pretty egregious. Kind of like writing a bad check.
Yeah.
It might be a
I
crime
bet
moral
most of what
turpitude.
it happens, it probably involves embezzlement. You take money out of the till that's supposed to be in the till to pay for the headstone, and then you can't replace it because you've done too much of it. Then next thing you know, people didn't get the headstones they paid for.
Who knows?
That's my best guess.
So the good people of Tuscaloosa write the dumbest damn article I've ever read. Can you camp on Alabama beaches? What the law says. No, you cannot camp on the Alabama beaches. You can't even be a homeless person in Alabama. Even being a homeless person against the law, Brandon, you can't be on the right of ways or thoroughfares. You can't be a hobo.
Yeah.
They'll
You
pick you up
can
for
be
loitering.
homeless, but most of the places the homeless sleep at, let's start a shelter, it's probably quasi illegal for them to be there. Yeah, if you camp out on the beach for any period of time, you're really asking for the police to mess with your life.
You can't even fornicate in a car parked at Gulf Place anymore. Not that I've done
You're
that
not
in
supposed
quite
to do
some
that
time,
either.
but right. But I'm just saying it ain't the old hangout at the beach like it used to be.
No,
Um,
I mean, the beach is family friendly. We don't need homeless people living out there. Sorry.
Well, let me tell you what I'm tired of is all these people and all these corners, all these homeless people shaking down you and stopping traffic so you'll give them money. Now
that's why Brandon drives a 15-year-old truck so they can run them slap over.
But just another dent on the front end.
Yeah.
No one will notice.
Brandon had a homeless encampment close to his house in Moody, right? And
We did have now it was my fault. I saw a bunch of stuff out. We used to have a Goodwill drop-off thing. I know it wasn't the Goodwill. It was one of those outfits. But where you could drop off stuff, and they took it to their center. And the problem was that the center didn't do a great job of coming picking up their stuff, so it was a mess. So the city evicted them. And then I saw a whole bunch of stuff out there, and it's like, oh, darn, it's a bunch of stuff for that somebody dropped off, forgetting that the trailer that we have been taking them to has been removed, and it's no longer a drop-off point on my road. And then I loaded all that stuff on my truck, and then I looked around, and there was a tent set up about 20 yards away. I'm like, oh no, this was a homeless person's. So I shot off to the police.
All the homeless guys shit. Well,
I shot off to the police,
world.
but I did not mean to steal anything from this person. Me to, bring it back to him. They said, no, don't bring any of that back to him. Throw it in the dumpster. It's like,
Hey,
okay.
I got one more question.
Then the
for you.
police then moved him out.
I got one more question for you, Harry. This part about can you camp on Alabama beaches?
Yes, sir.
What does the law say? Maybe we need to ask all the fraternity guys and sorority girls how many times they've crashed on the beach in Gulf Shores and different places in Orange Beach. I mean,
25 years ago, you could get away
we were
with
all
it.
in college too, you remember? So
Oh,
Yeah, but now, we were in college so long ago, it probably was normal to set up a tent on the beach.
it was.
Be camping out there. Like, yeah, no, you got to
I
pay a
don't think-
motel like $400 a night.
I don't think you had to have a tent back then. either.
No, that would draw attention. Nor
Yeah.
a fire. No fire nor tents.
No fire, no tent, hey, I mean, that's, yeah.
Now I'll tell you
This
this.
is not Daniel Boone days anymore.
I've been, recently, with some of my grandbabies and stuff, we've been on the beach and we've had a fire during the evening, but we put it out by, because it says you can do that. You just have to get it approved to, like cook marshmallows.
Yeah,
or whatever.
they're probably proving that for you and your grandkids, Perry, but some homeless
That's
person
right.
has.
It's probably not going to do that for Brandon.
Well, they got to get approved. I mean, they're not going to be doing any of that kind of stuff, but I agree. They need to sweep those homeless people out of there for sure.
All right. So look, right across the line in Pensacola,
Yes,
this
sir.
gentleman showed up at the county commission meeting and he says, hey, man, I got this ticket and somebody was using my car and I was in Cantonment, Florida. So, I don't know how you can give me a ticket if I'm not the one driving the car.
Yeah.
And that brings us around to these other issues. This free tool is helping drivers avoid automatic license plate readers as fears grow around intrusive new devices that could track your phone, AirPod, and smartwatch data.
What if they track your car? So what does it matter if they're tracking your cell phone?
Yeah, but look, man, this ain't supposed to be the Gaza Strip or an open air Indian reservation where we're all under surveillance all the time.
I agree.
I'm not one of these people who's willing to give up my liberty for my safety. I'll walk around with a gun.
You should expect to be taped.
Okay, well, anyway, the city of Dunwoody, Georgia, in particular, has been kind of a lightning rod. They were one of the, they're affluent community right across the line and in Georgia, and they were an early adopter of this technology. And what happened was Flock would use them as would tap into their stuff and show cities or counties from around the country, and that wasn't audited. So anyway, our former police chief down in Gulf Shores, the Yankee carpetbagger, Chief Delmore, he got run off and he went up to Pelham, Alabama, and he's up to his old tricks. He's trying to get the city to spend $74,000 on these little mobile, it looks like one of those signs that you put on the side of the road that gives you traffic directions, except this one tillers up and has a big camera array on top of it. And I've actually seen these at construction sites around here.
I was at the grand opening of the multi-million-dollar expensive new Moody High School, and the police had drones in the air monitoring that whole crowd that showed up for the ribbon cutting.
I'm gonna
That's
tell
how we
Harry,
live today.
I'm gonna tell you this, Harry. Just recently, like either yesterday, or the day before, the city council just passed an ordinance saying no more big groups in downtown Montgomery for any event. They can't gather. No more big gathering groups downtown Montgomery. They passed that, an ordinance to just.
You know about what is it? This last summer, like they had a block party in one of these neighborhoods, and some of the fellows got to drinking too much, and then they got to fighting and had a fist fight. And apparently the losers didn't like losing, so they went to their vehicles and came back with AK-47s. And next thing you know, like 17 people got shot in the shootout.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know why.
It's like I've been used to being fist fights when I was a younger, leaner man, and you had a fist fight, you either won it or you lost it, and you moved on. Never did occur to me to go, and I had guns in the vehicle, that I should go back and respond to losing a fist fight by pulling a weapon, but that's how they roll in Montgomery, apparently.
Let me tell you what else happened in Montgomery 2 days ago. We were involved in two of my little grandbabies with all-star baseball. Well, we lost in the semifinals, so in the championship game, two teams played, and it was at Lagoon Park. And the parents got in a fist fight. It was almost a brawl for the 8-year-old all-star baseball tournament. It got crazy out there. You know,
if you throw a punch over,
they had to kick the parents out of the stadium, out of the park. It got just nuts. But
if you throw a punch over 8-year-old baseball, what are you going to do with the kids in high school who are actually playing for NIL money?
Well, it's they probably learned there, because if they punch, they're gonna lose the money, you know. But anyway, it tells you how crazy things are here in the capital city.
So Brandon, one day when we have to take down Skynet, we're certainly have to take out the computer center in Montgomery. But now we got to worry about these floating data centers that are powered by the motion of the waves. What in the hell?
It sounds like a good idea, but my only concern is what happens when Katrina rolls in and it takes that thing up on land,
I think you can tow it at. I think you can tow it out of harm's way.
I guess maybe
sitting there bobbing.
I bet that it's anchored to the seafloor somehow, probably.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
Probably take an old oil well and tie it off to it, and it just floats out there. It's probably a good place to set up a trout line, you think?
Trout line. I don't know about that. So, finally, some good news from the failed state of Alabama. We have Alabama State Parks that is expanding efforts to remove invasive species and restore native habitats through a new statewide conservation initiative that will support projects across Alabama's 21 state parks. So we have popcorn trees, mimosa trees, kudzu, Hogan grass. What else do we have that's just covered us up?
Well, we've got the wild hogs and we've got kudzu.
And what did we used to have around here?
Are supposed to be there.
Yeah, I know.
Was it the American chestnut that was killed by blight about 100 years ago, wiped out?
My grandfather during the Depression, they used to gather up chestnuts by bushel baskets. I mean, it's a way kids can make money. They would just load up, go to the woods in Jefferson County in the hills and just fill them up with bushel baskets. And I mean, the whole family could eat. You could sell them, you could give them to your neighbors. I mean, that's a resource that generations of Alabamians relied on, and going all the way back to Virginia, and it's gone. I mean, there are very few chestnut trees that survive that Chinese blight. And I mean, most of them don't get up to the age where they're actually bearing nuts.
So is there anything we can do to replace those? Do we have a blight resistant?
There is a
Franken
blight
tree?
resistant. The Chinese chestnut is blight resistant because they've had to deal with it over in China, because that's where the blight came from. I don't know that the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service folks are entirely with replacing our native chestnut trees with an invasive Chinese chestnut tree, or just how that would work in the wild. But yeah, that's the only place you can really get chestnuts now is from China, or Chinese chestnut trees being grown in South America.
So if you planted one here, I mean, if you planted a regular American chestnut, would the blight kill it? Is it in the soil, or that's kind of what I'm getting at?
Yeah, I mean, it's a fungus, and it's, it hit the lowlands in America first. If you were like down there in the tidewater of Virginia or the Carolinas, or the Comanche plantations, where they got hit with blight first. But now, like in the Smoky Mountains and Appalachia, they still had chestnut trees into the 30s and 40s. But by the 50s and 60s, the blight had spread into the mountains, and, they just died off in mass.
Right. But this isn't supposed to be a big pine plantation that we've turned it into. So right. maybe we'll get back to what Alabama is supposed to look like, if anybody even really knows.
It was like the wiregrass. We have no idea why our ancestors called that the wiregrass, because whatever that grass was, they call wiregrass. It doesn't exist down there anymore.
Yeah. What do you think do you think it was like prairie looking?
Probably
actually?
Something like switchgrass, or little blue stem, or big blue stem, one of those native grasses. Pretty much when you see pasture land in Alabama, if it's in North Alabama, you're looking at fescue, which came from Turkey, or you're looking at common Bermuda, which I think we brought with us from Europe. And since, the common Bermuda has been improved, with the coastal Bermuda being, it and Bahia grass. So, most of the grasses you see in Alabama are not native. We looked all over the world to come up with the best forages. And so we kind of settled on Bahia, Bermuda grass, fescue, and that sort of thing.
It'd be nice to get back the way it was when we had natural quail everywhere too.
Yeah, so, now the quail, the issue,
instead of just buying them and releasing them.
The issue there is was when I was a boy, I mean, Perry can remember this too. In the fall, you could hunt quail to your heart's content. I mean, you could get the limit in an hour. When I used to cut hay, my grandfather was into custom hay. We would go around the edge of the field.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the fence line.
And then before we got done, we would go in the middle and chase all those little quail families out in the middle, because they want to run from the tractor. So they go into the tall grass. So if you're not careful, you'd have like a mass killing of quail there in that final deal. So we would just run the tractor out there and chase them back into the cut part of the field, so we could cut the middle of the field. Chase the cubbies out. Yeah. So we run a dogs in there.
Oh, yeah.
So that you wouldn't kill hundreds of quail.
Because they were all
that was all. But see what it was the red wool is extinct in Alabama. The eastern cougar that was native to Alabama, last one of those was shot. My grandfather saw it in 1947 in St. Clair County. And we don't have any native predators. Now, there are a few bears coming back in the state, but because we got rid of our native predators, coyotes
Everywhere.
out west have colonized Alabama, and they're all over the place. None of our ancestors ever saw the first coyote because the red wolf or the grizzly bears or the black bears
Kill them all.
put a coyote on sight.
They're in my
Right.
backyard. Like
Yeah, I mean,
every week.
they show up in my yard,
In Pike Road, I got them everywhere. Crazy.
and they just eat the living crap out of quail.
Well, let me tell you something, Perry.
Baby
And this,
And
this
turkeys.
I hope this blows your mind. So, how many turkeys did people report harvesting last year in Alabama? Just wild ass guess.
Probably about 70,000.
I'm gonna say
Reported now
reported maybe 18,000.
40,000 wild turkey were
Oh, okay.
killed last hunting season.
That's
And
Probably close to
reported
60,000.
on their little app or whatever.
and they're
Now, that's a comeback.
everywhere. I got turkeys all over. We got hunting land over in Union Springs. We got turkeys all over the place. It's crazy. But I had no idea it was 40,000, Harry. That's amazing.
That's a pretty strong
reported.
number.
That's reported, not
That's
counting
reported.
people.
That's not all the ones me and Brandon just shot off the side of the road because there was a big pile of them.
Or how many got hit by cars.
Yeah. It's crazy.
All right, guys. Well, look, Perry, I think you're on to something about the Trump endorsement. He is strong. I think a lot of people are looking to him to make some good decisions here in the next few days. I know I am, because I don't want to see. I want the Strait of Hormuz open, and I want trade around the world to get back to normalized. Brandon, anything I'm missing out on in
I
Montgomery?
will say this also, we need to put an end to their nuclear power over there. We want the economy back. We want the channel open back up. We want to see gas prices lowered. We want to see the economy back the way it was during Trump's first administration. And we want to say, we don't want to see nuclear power,
Nuclear weapons, is our
weapons or
concern.
anything that could come over here and blow the hell out of New York. I don't know if that communist mayor understands that, but that's exactly what could happen very easily.
Do we get to vote on which city we want them to?
Yeah,
I
that's
think that,
kind
you
of-
know,
Leeds
I'm
is
not
like
sure
number
about those
3 on
cities.
my
I think they're
list. I'm
extendable,
sorry.
but, you know, I don't want to go there.
yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for your time. And
Yes, sir.
Brandon, I will see you next time, man. Thanks.
Great seeing you and great talking with you, my friend.
Yes, sir. You too.
There's a badge that shines like a halo in the sun, but it hides what's done when the day is done. Sheriff rides high on a promise he sold, but his truth's been bought and his soul's been told. He don't walk alone down that courthouse hall, got shadows that move when he makes a call, a whisper here, a favor there, and suddenly justice ain't nowhere. You can hear it humming underneath the street where power and silence meet. Oh, the machine don't bleed, don't cry, don't care, it feeds on fear they just go where it goes. A nod from the top and a life gets crushed. Another voice bared, another file hushed. They wear the loyalty like a second skin, trading their conscience just to fit in. Break a man down, call it law and order, build their empire at the county border. Every favor owed is a chain that binds, every truth buried buys more time. Oh, the machine don't bleed, don't cry, don't care. It feeds on fear and the deals they share, pulling every string in the dead of night, turning wrong to right, turning black to white. If you stand in the way, you'll disappear clean. Ain't no fighting back when you face that machine. The district attorney signs with a steady hand, but the ink's been stained by a deeper plan. Senators smile from the polished stage while they trade your life for another page. County seats filled with familiar names, all tied together in a quiet game. Handshakes tighter than a noose can be, wrapped in power and immunity. And the victims cry, but no one hears. The truth gets lost in a flood of years, dragged through the mud till they break a bend, till the story twists and the lies all win. They'll take your name, they'll take your breath, dress it up nice and call it justice served to death. It's not one man, it's a web they weave, 1,000 hands that deceive, and every thread leads back again to the same old circle of friends. Oh, the machine don't bleed, don't cry, don't care. It feeds on fear and the deals they share, pulling every string in the dead of night, turning wrong to right, turning black to white. And if you speak too loud, if you're seen too clean, they'll grind you down in that cold machine. So the bat still shines in the morning light, and the town sleeps easy every night. But beneath it all, where the truth's unseen, there's a whole damn world run by that machine.
You better let go of my.
I'll fucking kill us, motherfucker.
Back! Get off my dog!
Get the fuck off me! Get the
Hey, that's fucking enough. That's enough.
I'm gonna kill that fucking dog, hey? And I'm gonna kill you.